Hey, take a second and imagine this. You wake up tomorrow, but your legs feel weak. Your hands shake. Just standing feels hard. What if I told you it's not just age? Some nuts in your pantry could be quietly making things worse. In this video, you'll find out the 4 best nuts to eat right now, and 4 you need to stay away from. Tap like, share this with friend, and subscribe to Healthcare so you don't miss what's next. Number 1. Walnuts, the brain-shaped nut that protects your mind. Hey, have you ever noticed that walnuts look exactly like your brain? Well, that's no coincidence. The unique shape of this nut tells a powerful story. It's one of the best foods for keeping your memory sharp and your mind sharp, especially after the age of 65. You see, as we age, it's normal to feel a little forgetful or have trouble concentrating. But just adding a few walnuts to your daily routine can make a real difference. In fact, some studies show that seniors who eat them regularly tend to be more alert and even have a lower risk of mental decline. It's not just about memory. Feeling mentally sharp can boost your confidence, improve your mood, even help you move and sleep better. And it's an important part of senior health that most people forget about. So here's one of the easiest senior health tips to start today. Swap out a sugary snack for a handful of whole walnuts. No special diet, no big changes, just a better choice for your brain. If walnuts are giving your brain the support it needs, then pistachios might be just what your legs and heart have been waiting for. Number 2. Pistachios, the little green snack that supports circulation. Hey, have you noticed that your hands or feet are cold lately, even when everyone else is fine? Or maybe your legs? They get tired faster, feel heavy after a short walk, or take longer to recover after standing for too long? You might think it's just age, but there's more to it than that. What you're feeling could be a sign that your circulation isn't working as well as it used to. And that's important, because when blood isn't flowing smoothly, your muscles, joints, and even your brain get less oxygen and nutrients to stay healthy. And here's something many people don't realize. One of the easiest ways to support healthy circulation doesn't come from pills or machines, it can come from your snack bowl. That's right, pistachios. Just a handful of these green seeds can help support circulation by providing your blood vessels with the nutrients they need to stay clear and flexible. And they don't just help your legs. Better circulation also supports your heart, helps keep your brain sharp, and can even help improve your energy levels and mood. It's one of those foods that works silently but makes a big difference in how you feel on a daily basis. So if you're looking for practical senior health tips, here's one to keep in mind. Grab a few unsalted pistachios in the afternoon instead of crackers or sweet cookies. They're light, satisfying, and a smart way to care for your circulation without having to think about it. Drop a 2 if your hands or feet ever feel colder than they should, or if low energy after walking is something you've quietly dealt with. Number 3. Macadamia nuts, the quiet treat that helped Mr. Bill lower his blood pressure. You know, a man named Bill once told me something that stuck with me. He was 72 years old, a retired math teacher, a smart guy. One afternoon, we were talking about food and he said, "I miss snacking. Everything I used to like was salty, fried, or forbidden." Bill had high blood pressure, like many people his age. His doctor told him to cut back on chips, crackers, and processed foods, but instead of just saying no to junk food, he gave him something better, a small tin of macadamia nuts. At first, Bill laughed. "These are so delicious and fatty they must be bad for you," he said. But week after week, he substituted a handful of macadamia nuts for his usual salty snacks. No strict diets, no strict meal plans, just small changes. A few months later, his blood pressure numbers had dropped steadily and silently. That's the thing about macadamia nuts. They're rich, satisfying, and help your heart without you even realizing it. They're not noisy like supplements or labels, they just work. Sometimes the best senior health tips aren't flashy. They're light, simple, and easy to make. Like a handful of these little, rich nuts in the afternoon. If macadamia nuts showed you that richness doesn't have to mean danger, then hazelnuts will prove that even a holiday treat can quietly protect your heart. Number 4. Hazelnuts, the holiday nut. That's actually a daily heart hero. You probably think of hazelnuts as a holiday treat, right? Maybe in a fancy box of chocolates, or baked into a pie around Thanksgiving. Sweet, nutty, the kind you only eat once or twice a year. But here's the surprise. Hazelnuts don't need to be coated in sugar to be delicious. In fact, when you eat them plain and unsalted, they turn out to be one of the smartest everyday snacks for heart health. They help your blood flow more easily, your heart beats faster, you feel less sluggish after a meal. It's the kind of quiet support your body needs more and more after age 65. And the best part? They taste like a treat, not a chore. Hazelnuts are also surprisingly gentle on the digestive system, especially when lightly roasted or ground into oatmeal or yogurt. If you're looking for senior health tips that don't feel punitive, this is one of my favorites. Think of it as an everyday gift to your heart, no wrapping paper required. Comment 4 below if hazelnuts remind you of the holidays or if you're ready to enjoy them in a whole new way. And you're probably looking at these nuts a little differently now, aren't you? Walnuts for the brain, pistachios for circulation, macadamias for a steady heart, and hazelnuts, that little surprise hidden in your holiday cookie jar, turn out to be something worth keeping around all year round. They're not magic pills. But when you think of snacking as part of a wellness routine, that's when things start to change. Just a few handfuls here and there, and your body will notice. Small habits, big changes, especially when it comes to senior health. Type 4 if hazelnuts bring back holiday memories or if you're curious to try them beyond the dessert table. But of course, it's not just about what you add to your diet, it's also about what you might need to quietly let go of. Because some nuts may look healthy on the outside, but they come with risks most folks don't hear about until it's too late. Let's talk about the ones you should be careful with. Number 5. Almonds. The healthy nut that's not always safe for seniors. Let's be honest, almonds appear on almost every healthy foods list. They're in cereals, protein bars, even those little 100-calorie snack packs at the store. So it's easy to think more is better, right? Well, not always. You see many people buy almonds in bulk, big plastic tubs or unlabeled zip-top bags from the discount bin. Then they leave them in the freezer for weeks, maybe months, and every now and then they grab a handful, thinking it's a smart snack. But here's the thing. When almonds are left out for too long or stored improperly, especially without clear packaging, they can develop rancid oils. You won't always taste it, but your body will know. Some people start to notice bloating, discomfort, or even more frequent trips to the bathroom. Others feel pressure in their lower back or side and never associate it with the handful of almonds they eat every day. Too many almonds, especially from poor quality sources, can silently weaken your kidneys. And for seniors, that's something we can't ignore. One of the best senior health tips I can give? Choose almonds carefully. Keep portions small, and if they smell off or taste bitter, toss them. Better yet, try swapping them for pecans or walnuts from a trusted brand. Your kidneys will thank you. If almonds reminded us to watch out for quality and storage, cashews will show you how something soft and buttery can still throw your body off balance. Number 6. Cashews. The soft nut that's not always gentle on your body. Have you ever done this? Grabbed a few cashews while waiting for dinner or snacked on them while watching TV? They're creamy, soft, and easy to chew, and honestly, they seem like the most innocent snack in the world. But here's the thing most people don't realize. That softness makes cashews incredibly easy to overeat. And when they've been sitting in the jar for too long, or roasted too dry and dark, they can start to take a toll on your body in subtle ways. Some people experience a strange dryness in their throat. Others experience bloating or an upset stomach. And for many older people, cashews can make the kidneys work harder than they need to, especially if you already have problems with fatigue, frequent urination, or lower back pressure. No one thinks to blame the nuts, but your body will notice. The good news is that you don't have to cut out cashews altogether. Just keep them fresh. Choose a light roast, store them in a cool place, and pair a few with something hydrating, like berries or a slice of watermelon. Trust me, your system will feel the difference. And here's one of the simpler senior health tips I've shared recently. If something is giving your body mixed signals, stop eating it. Even healthy things. 6. If cashews have been your everyday snack, or if you've had that odd, unsettled feeling after munching a few. Number 7. Brazil nuts, the silent risk that starts with just one too many. Have you ever thought of Brazil nuts as a supplement? They're small, powerful, and supposedly good for you. In fact, a single nut contains more nutrients than most pills on the shelf. But like any medicine, too much of it can backfire. You see, Brazil nuts are nutrient-dense, they taste great, and since they're so easy to snack on, it's not hard to eat 5, 6, even 10 without realizing it. That's where the trouble starts. Over time, eating too many can have insidious effects on your body, like feeling tired all the time, losing hair, having a weird taste in your mouth, or just feeling off. Most people never think the nuts are to blame. That's why you need to think of them as a natural medicine. 1 nut a day, maybe 2 at most, no more, and not every day. Especially for seniors, balance is everything. So here's one senior health tip that can help you avoid headaches. Brazil nuts are good, but only if you eat them in moderation. This isn't a snack you pour into a bowl. Think of it like your multivitamin. Small, precise, and just the right amount. If Brazil nuts taught us that too much of one thing can quietly backfire, then pine nuts reveal how even a few can mess with your taste and your meals for days. Number 8. Pine nuts, the tiny nut that leaves a bitter reminder. Have you ever taken a bite of your favorite food, be it toast, fruit, or even a piece of chocolate, and suddenly it tastes bitter? Not just once, but every bite, for days. It's like something's wrong in your mouth, but you can't explain it. No fever, no stomachache, just a strange metallic aftertaste that comes and goes and lingers. Well, believe it or not, pine nuts could be the culprit. That's right, those innocent-looking little seeds you sprinkle on your salad or mix into pesto. If they're old, poorly stored, or come from a lower quality batch, they can cause a phenomenon called pine nut mouth syndrome. It's a real reaction that can mess with your taste buds for up to a week, sometimes even longer. And for seniors, that's no small thing. When your appetite is already more sensitive, losing your sense of taste for just a handful of nuts can be that much more frustrating. It can throw off your entire eating rhythm. Here's one of the more surprising senior health tips I've ever come across. If you like pine nuts, make sure they're fresh, refrigerated, and from a brand you trust. Better yet, opt for sunflower or pumpkin seeds, which provide the same crunch without the mystery flavor surprise. Comment 8 if you've ever had a strange taste in your food, or if pine nuts just got a new spot on your to-watch list. And after pine nuts, maybe you're starting to see the pattern. It's not just about which nuts are healthy, it's also about how they're grown, stored, or even how many you eat without realizing it. Almonds sound safe, but when they sit too long or come from unclear sources, they can be rough on your kidneys. Cashews? Easy to overdo and sometimes leave your stomach or bladder quietly irritated. Brazil nuts? 1 is helpful, 5 not so much. And pine nuts? They may be tiny, but they sure can mess with your taste for days. Sometimes it's not about cutting things out, it's about knowing how and when they fit your body best, especially when you're over 60. And let's talk about timing, because when you eat nuts is just as important as what you choose. Most people don't think about it much, a handful here, a handful there, but after 65, our digestion changes. What used to be fine at 9 p.m. can now keep you up at night. So here's a tip. Try eating nuts earlier in the day. Mid-morning, or around 2 or 3 p.m. when your energy levels are down, is when your body is best prepared to process them. It gives you time to digest and won't weigh you down when you try to sleep later. Snacking on nuts late at night, especially if you already have a slower metabolism or a weak stomach, can lead to bloating, poor sleep, or even acid reflux in some people. And that's the kind of discomfort that creeps in. Just changing your nut habit to the beginning of the day can make a big difference. It's one of those small senior health tips that can make a big difference. So maybe it's not just what you're eating, but when you're eating. And when you combine the right foods at the right times in the right amounts, your body notices. You sleep better, you feel lighter, and your heart, brain, and kidneys all silently thank you every day. The truth is, small changes like these may seem simple, but if you start today, they can save you a lot of trouble down the road. Fewer obestrenia, more energy, a better chance of aging the way you want. So here's your reminder. Get regular checkups, drink enough water, and take care of your body the way it's trying to take care of you. And if this video has given you something to think about, share it with someone you care about. Hit that like button and subscribe to Healthcase so you never miss a senior health tip that really makes a difference. We have more to come. Stay healthy and see you soon.